What's up, guys? Today we're jumping into StealABrainrot, and honestly, I have no idea how this is going to end. I just joined this server, and everyone already looks insanely rich. People have giant bases, rare brainrots, and money pouring in every second. Meanwhile, I'm standing here with basically nothing. No rare brainrots, no crazy income, no huge base, just a dream, and a plan to steal my way to the top. Let's do this. The first thing I noticed was a player making over $200 every second. $200? I couldn't even imagine having that much money. I looked around his base and saw some of the rarest brainrots I've ever seen. At that moment, I realized something. Playing fair was going to take forever. If I wanted to become rich today, I needed to start stealing. So I started scouting the server. I walked around pretending to be harmless. You know, the classic noob strategy. Nobody pays attention to the beginner, and that's exactly what I wanted. While everyone was busy upgrading their bases, I was studying them, looking for weaknesses, looking for opportunities, looking for free brainrots. A few minutes later, I found my first target. This guy had a Navini Pizzanini sitting inside his plot. Nothing too crazy, but for me, it was perfect. The only problem was that he was standing right next to it, so I waited and waited and waited some more. This guy seriously didn't move. I was starting to think he lived there. Finally, he left. The second he turned around, I sprinted toward the brainrot. Go, go, go! I grabbed it and immediately started running. My heart was racing. I couldn't believe it actually worked. But then, the owner noticed. Suddenly I heard footsteps behind me. This guy was chasing me across the entire map. I was jumping, dodging, running around corners, trying everything possible to escape. One wrong move and my stolen brainrot would be gone. The owner was getting closer, closer, even closer. I thought it was over. But somehow I managed to reach my base. Let's go. My first stolen brainrot was officially mine. Now I had a problem. If I could steal from other players could steal from me. So I immediately started upgrading my base. More walls, more protection, more security. Because I wasn't losing my first brainrot after working so hard to get it. A few minutes later, I started earning money. Not a lot, but enough to make progress. The numbers were slowly increasing. For the first time, I actually felt rich. Well, rich compared to 5 minutes ago. While collecting cash, I spotted another opportunity. This player had multiple brainrots, way better than mine, way more valuable, and best of all, he wasn't paying attention. This was my chance. I carefully walked toward his base, trying not to look suspicious. Everything was going perfectly. Then suddenly he turned around. I froze, he froze, we stared at each other. It was awkward. Really awkward. For a second I thought my plan was over, but somehow he walked away. Thank you, random player. The moment he left, I rushed inside, grabbed the brainrot, and ran again. Why am I always running? Every successful robbery in this game turns into a marathon. The owner noticed instantly. Now 2 players were chasing me. 2, I don't even know why the second guy joined. He just saw people running and decided to participate. The entire situation was chaos. Players everywhere, people jumping, people chasing, people stealing. Nobody knew what was happening, including me. I was just trying to survive. Eventually, I escaped and returned safely to my base. Now my collection was growing. More brainrots, more money, more upgrades. Everything was going according to plan until disaster happened. I returned to my plot and immediately noticed something was wrong. One of my brainrots was missing. Gone. Completely gone. Somebody had stolen from me. Are you serious? After everything I've done for this community? Okay, maybe I stole from everyone first, but still, that's not the point. Now I wanted revenge. I started searching every base in the server, looking for the thief. Some players looked suspicious, some looked innocent, and some looked guilty for absolutely no reason. After checking multiple plots, I finally found someone with a brain rot that looked very familiar. Too familiar. Was this the thief? Maybe. There was only one way to find out: steal it back. I waited for the perfect moment. The owner left. I rushed in, grabbed the brain rot, and ran for the 100th time today. At this point, my character deserved a fitness award. The owner started chasing me immediately. This chase felt different, though. I wasn't stealing for money. I was stealing for justice, or at least that's what I told myself. The chase lasted forever. Every corner felt dangerous. Every jump mattered. One mistake and I'd lose everything. But somehow I survived. Again, I made it back to my base with the brain rot. Mission accomplished. As time passed, my income started exploding. Money was pouring in every second. My base was getting bigger. My collection was getting stronger. And players who ignored me at the start were now checking out my plot. That's when I knew things were changing. Then I spotted something incredible. A brain rot worth almost $200. This thing was insane. If I could get my hands on it, my income would skyrocket. The problem: it belonged to one of the strongest players in the server. This guy had security everywhere. Huge walls, locked entrances, rare brain rots. The whole place looked impossible to rob. Most players would give up, but not me. I had a terrible idea, and sometimes terrible ideas work. I watched the base carefully, studying every movement, looking for mistakes. Eventually I found one, a tiny opening, a small opportunity, and that's all I needed. I rushed inside, grabbed the rare brain rot, and immediately started running. The owner noticed almost instantly. Bad news, very bad news. The richest player in the server was now chasing me. I had never run faster in my life. My character was moving like his rent was due tomorrow. The chase went across the entire map. Players stopped what they were doing just to watch. Some people were probably placing bets. Others were probably laughing. Meanwhile, I was fighting for my life. After what felt like forever, I reached my base, closed the gate, locked everything, and finally looked behind me. The owner couldn't get in. I actually escaped. No way, no way. I couldn't believe it. The rare brain rot was mine. My income exploded. Money started flying in. And suddenly I went from server noob to one of the richest players around. By the end of the game, my base looked completely different. I had rare brain rots, a powerful income, strong defenses, and a long list of enemies. Honestly, I'd call that a successful day. If you enjoyed this crazy StealABrainrot adventure, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more Roblox content. And tell me in the comments, what's the rarest brain rot you've ever stolen? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe my channel and new more video.